In today's JOCR news, there are more updates for iOS 18 which are extremely important, and I will tell you why. But iOS 26 is also nearing its completion, and I have new code leaks about an Apple Watch with Touch ID. But that's not all. This leak explains why we are getting that thick camera bar on the iPhone 17 Pro models, and it would be a huge camera upgrade. Everything you need to know now in the JOCR news. Let's go! Friends of the fam, this is your JOCR around Apple with JOCR news. I'll bring you up to speed on the latest Apple news. A lot has happened again, so let's get started. Last week I was complaining about it, and this week there are already rumors about a successor. I'm talking, of course, about Apple's FineWoven case, which was on the market for just 1 year before being quietly discontinued. And now there are new leaks from Majin Buu that Apple is working on a successor, and you get 3 guesses as what it will be called. After FineWoven comes what? TechWoven. Compared to FineWoven, the fabric is supposed to be more visible and have improved scratch resistance. The material is said to feel rubbery and have a grippy texture. The new fabric cases will reportedly be available in green, orange, blue and purple, and will come with a lanyard attachment on the side and for, I don't know how you call it, like a cross body strap to have your phone here on the side. But yeah, now it's up to you. Will TechWoven be a success, or will we see another product quietly discontinued next year? Let me know in the comments. Regarding iOS 26, Apple is well on schedule. Last year, iOS 18 Beta 7 was released on August 21st, 2024. And this week, iOS 26 Beta 7 was released on Monday, August 18th. There are also new features. Apple is introducing an adaptive energy mode with iOS 26. Apple says the adaptive power mode can make performance adjustments as needed to extend the battery life of an iPhone, including slightly reducing screen brightness and automatically turning on low power mode when the iPhone's remaining battery life reaches the 20% mark. In Beta 7, you can now turn on or off whether you want to receive a notification when this mode is activated. This Beta 7 could already be the last beta. Last year there were 8 betas, so we could still see 1 or 2 more versions, but it is now entering the final phase. Then there was another update for iOS 18, which is unusual because Apple is normally really quick off the mark. But this update, just a quick note, is important and you should definitely install it, as it fixes a security vulnerability that allowed attackers to gain access to the iPhone by sending an image in simple terms. According to Apple, the attack is very sophisticated, and this vulnerability appears to have been actively exploited. In addition to the updates for iOS 18.6.2, iPadOS 18.6.2 and macOS Sequoia 15.6.1, Apple has also released security fixes with iPadOS 7.7.10, macOS 14.7.8 and macOS 13.7.8. So please remind your parents and in-laws to update their devices as well. Then we come to an exciting story for the future of the Apple Watch, because here too lines of code reveal what we might expect. According to internal code lines discovered by Macworld, Apple is experimenting with biometric authentication for Apple Watches, suggesting that prototype models are currently testing this feature in some way. It is unclear whether Touch ID will work on the display or under the display or be built into the side button, as we know from the iPad, of course. Touch ID on the Apple Watch could make it more secure, if only because it can be used to pay via Apple Pay, for instance, and the 4-digit code is not really secure. The code found by Macworld also reveals another exciting detail. Apart from Touch ID and faster chips, of course, the new series is identified as Watch 8. Series 9, 10 and 11 are all identified as Watch 7, which indicates a major upgrade compared to previous models. The downside is that that is all happening probably in 2026 and not this year. This was also confirmed by DigiTimes last week, which reported that significant design changes to the Apple Watch are coming next year. We'll know for sure next month what we'll get. There has also been a a lot happening with the iPhone 17 Pro models this week, so let's get through it together. First, there's some confirmation that Apple is deviating from the earlier sandwich glass on the back and titanium in the frame, and that part of the back will be made out of glass, not the whole back, as you can see here in this form where it is basically poured in. And you can also see the cutout for MagSafe and the frame, as well as the upper part of the frame surrounding the camera bar. This will all be made of aluminum outside, and the camera bar on top, also around it, and below it, it will be glass. I don't know if I will miss titanium because it was really scratch resistant and very durable, but of course aluminum is much lighter. Much more exciting, however, is the post from leaker Instant Digital, who has already predicted a number of things correctly and has some exciting news about the iPhone 17 Pro Max, Ultra, or whatever Apple will call it. First of all, for clarification, on the iPhone 16 Pro models, the 12 megapixel telephoto lens has a fixed focal length of 120mm and offers a 5-time optical zoom. Apple also talks about a 2-time optical zoom in the iPhone 16 lineup, but in this case the image from the main camera is taken and, in simple terms, effectively zoomed into the center of a larger photo to achieve this zoom, and this is now set to change. He assumes that the iPhone will have one of the best telephoto cameras on the smartphone market. All cameras are supposed to go to 48 megapixels with the iPhone 17 Pro models, and this is supposed to be greatly improved with up to 8 times zoom. But what's even more impressive, and probably explains why we have this fat camera bar on the back that sticks out so far, is that the lens of this camera is supposed to be able to move internally, allowing for multiple focal length. For instance, 5 times and 8 times zoom optical without any tricks being used. This lens of the camera will be able to move internally. If it will be even 12 times, we don't know, we have to wait, but it's really crazy. Without any tricks, without sensor cropping, a movable telephoto lens would of course require more parts and internal space, which could explain why the camera on the iPhone 17 Pro models is expected to be larger and would definitely be a huge upgrade to the camera. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo said this feature would only be available on the large model, then it would be of course the iPhone 17 Ultra, while Instant Digital said that it would be available on both models. We can look forward to see what will be in store for us. As soon as there are any news, I will of course keep you up to date. That's all from me. Thank you for watching and see you in the next JOCR news. Bye.